Akabo wa Akatu. This is Daku, and I just want to give my 2 cents on the irritated genie. Okay? A lot of people have a lot of different opinions, and I didn't want to just react right away, because as I told y'all before, I'm an Insatayu, and the Akawu says that the Insatayu always hesitates before he or she speaks, because he or she realizes that up is also down, east is also west, hot is also cold, life is filled with contradictions. The Akawu tells us that there are 2 basic types of thinking, or thinkers. There's the surface dweller, and there's the insightful. Now, sometimes it's appropriate to be a surface dweller, and sometimes it's appropriate to be insightful. Sometimes it benefits you to be a surface dweller, and sometimes it benefits you more to be insightful. So it's good to strike some kind of balance there. Now, when we look at the irritated genie situation, some of us believe that he was an agent working for the white power structure, spying on black power, black consciousness, black supremacy, whatever, organizations and movements. That's very possible. We can't deny that that's a possibility. But looking at it from perspective of Akawu and from the Asatayu's position, I believe that he could have been a traitor to his race. And as we said before, the man is always down on certain types of behaviors in the black community, but the only unforgivable sin is betrayal of the race. Now, many people don't want to talk about that, but it's the truth. But we're not saying that he betrayed the race. As an insightful individual, I like to sit back and let things marinate. I'm one of those meditators. I'm a reflector, so I'm going to sit back and wait until it all unfolds. But what I've meditated on thus far, and in my meditation came up the topic of Donnie Brasco, who was an undercover agent that worked to help take down one of the crime families. Okay, so the question is, was Donnie Brasco, relating him to irritated genie, was Donnie Brasco, was he a crime family individual? Did he start out working for the crime family and then spy on the feds? Or was he working for the feds spying on the crime family? One thing that you noticed, if he started out as a fed and was spying on the crime family, then, you know, after some time of working and living the life of a criminal, he started somewhat thinking like a criminal. So that did kind of rub off on him a little bit. So it's possible that the irritated genie was working as a black conscious individual, spying on the goddamn white man. That's a very good possibility. Another thing that came up in meditation is that our organizations have always been infiltrated by the white man, by the white man's Negro and the white man's Uncle Tom. Okay? If the white man's Uncle Tom can work on behalf of the government of the United Snakes of America, that is, to infiltrate black power, black conscious organizations, then we can do the same thing in reverse. So, in meditation, it's coming up that maybe he was doing the same thing in reverse. That is a possibility. And we have to consider all the possibilities. So, I don't agree with everything that the irritated genie says and has said. Like King Noble said, how are you going to come through 400 years of oppression, and the first people you talk about killing are the victims of the oppression. How you gonna kill the victim? How you gonna kill all the alcoholics out here in the black community and not kill the suppliers of the alcohol, and not kill the people that put the liquor stores all throughout the black community? Now, I'm not saying to do that. I'm just asking the question. YouTube, I'm just asking the question. Facebook, how you gonna kill the victims and not the victimizer? Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So, I just wanted to give a different perspective. Maybe the man really was infiltrating white organizations. I just don't know. But it does seem a little suspect that he's willing to kill the victims before he kills the victimizer. I don't really get that. I don't really understand that. The victims are kind of insignificant in the fight. Now, I do know that the enemy can use the victims against those that would fight against the system of racism, white supremacy. I do understand that. So that's why we hesitate before we speak. Because with everything that we say, there can be a contradiction in what we say. But I didn't want to take too much time. I just wanted to give my little 2 cents from the perspective of Akabu and the Satayu. This has been Daku Akabo wa Akatu.